No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks, and you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome. It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. It's time to stretch and fetch. See what's cooking at our refreshment counter. You'll find your favorite foods and beverages, plus many new goodies to tempt your appetite and add to your evening's pleasure. Everything's the finest quality. So treat yourself now. Nine minutes to go to showtime. Popcorn, rich with hot melted butter. All kinds of candy. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. Eight minutes to go to showtime.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons of drive-in theaters.
But
it's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar, like soft drinks, hot dogs, good hot coffee, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron of this drive-in.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
Seven minutes to go to showtime. Hot popcorn, just pop. Fresh roasted peanuts. How about a pizza? None better anywhere. Sizzling hamburgers grilled to your taste. We've a large assortment of freshly made sandwiches. Minutes to go to showtime.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white puffy material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
5 minutes to go.
Hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the Goodies Machine. Special for patrons of this drive-in, the machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at a snack bar just waiting for you.
To go to showtime.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
There, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Faith in this better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream, piping hot coffee, delicious hot dogs. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar of their drive-in theater.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
crowds are thinning out at the snack bar, folks, and there are still 3 minutes till showtime. You can easily make it for something that'll just hit the spot. How about it? Don't waste a second of refreshment time. You'll find such an appetizing assortment of refreshments at the snack bar, you won't be able to decide what to ask for first. All of your snack bar favorites are there, including fresh peanuts, hot popcorn, and candy of all kinds. And believe us, you've never eaten better hot dogs, crisper French fries, or more delicious buttered popcorn. Minutes to go to the snack bar for a quick refresher before showtime. No crowds to buck, just go get it. You'll be sorry you missed your chance to enjoy some of the many tempting goodies waiting for you. Stretch your legs now while the stretching's good. There's still time to get a mouth-watering hot dog, a sparkling ice-cold soda, assorted flavors of ice cream, all kinds of candy, the most delicious steaming hot coffee you ever drank, and freshly popped popcorn piping hot. Make a beeline for the snack bar right now to quench your thirst. One minute left to top off the evening with a treat from our snack bar. Still time if you hurry. Last call for refreshments, folks. Go right this second to get something good to eat and drink to enjoy now or during the rest of the show. The finest quality ingredients are in the fixins of the delicious foods you'll find waiting to tempt your appetite at the snack bar. Extra special good hamburgers, wonderful donuts, ice-cold thirst-quenching drinks. Pizza generously sliced, steaming hot, fresh coffee, ice cream in many flavors. It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. Put my uniform on. Wait, not done. Okay. Now I can't see anything, but I look cool, so that's important. Thanks for. Let me open this up. Thanks for. I gotta take this off. Thanks for anybody that is watching for tuning into this little impromptu live stream. I have a lot of editing to do for this, and this happens every month, and I don't know if it's because I have ADHD and I'm an artist, or because scheduling happens such that everyone ends up packing the shoots into the very end of the month, and then that means that I don't get to edit until a couple of days before the episode's supposed to come out. I also have a regular time job as well, so it's not like I have a whole lot I probably could, but I've watched a lot of Taskmaster, and I could have been editing these segments, but also I don't know what segments I'm going to be getting in the future, so like, all the segments communicate with each other often, they do, so like, I don't know, sometimes it would make sense to start editing something that is going to be informed by a later interview that I do, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm making excuses for myself. I have a lot of editing to do, lots of scenes. We interviewed Beto O'Rourke. We interviewed the Young Socialist Democrats of America, I think is the acronym. They're protesting drag. The drag ban on campus. We also did a story on the the Denton Firetruck that is all electric. That's the first one in Texas that's been like that. We're doing a story on the recriminalization of marijuana. We're doing a story on Texas's technically, these are not related, but it's about government and it's about people enjoying themselves. We're doing a story about Texas's Senate down in Austin and their efforts to ban hemp products and hemp adjacent products. There's just all sorts of stories happening. We're premiering a short film made by some progressive people in this town. We interviewed, Open Worship. That's what people call the gay church. Although, as you'll see, they're much more than that. Interviewed, guys, there's just so much. So, let's get into it without much preamble. I have not filmed the wraparound segments, like the host segments. We're doing that tomorrow. I typically like to wait until I have everything shot before because then I have to write the intros to all the segments, and if I don't know what's going to be in those segments, I have to be more vague. So we're shooting that tomorrow afternoon, so if you want to stop by the square and see us, please do. That's probably where we'll be. Tonight's episode is Denton liberal? So, as you've seen in previous episodes, if you watch the show, and if you don't, thank you so much for paying attention to tonight's live stream. Ignore the dogs if they make some noise. I have to feed them in about an hour of it. So, is Denton liberal? As we know from previous episodes, Denton has a history. It's an education city. It's also had some racist past, but every town in Texas has. All across the country, every town across the country has. So, how have we moved beyond that? How have we not moved beyond that? How have we embraced now being a 3-college town? How have we... What does liberal mean? Because people look at Denton, they're like, oh, that's that. There's all those drag queens. There's all those drugs over there. There's all these artists. That place is too woke. It's too whatever for me. But it's still, like, when I was going to college here, it's still a country town. So it's kind of a look into that question. Of course, I've got a lot of Dr. Pepper ready to go down my gullet. So I usually, typically, when I get into editing, I have the host segments, and then I just, like, sit down and start, and then just crack into it. I don't have those right now, so what we might do is edit. Well, we have the Firetruck segment. That's kind of it. I can do the independent ones right now. I don't have all of the top story. I'm not exactly sure what the top story, how the format will fit, in what direction. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, I have my chat open down here. If you're watching now or if you're watching in the future, thank you so much. I wanted to say that we have merch now. We have, go to lildy.tv/merch-1. You can find it if you just go to the website, lildy.tv. We have merch. Please donate to this stream. The PayPal is... Oh, maybe it's actually not here. Here, let me open this up. This is pre-show. Words. Donation? Is that it? No, that's not it. Hold on. Support local. There we go. Okay. Please donate. Keep this community show going. All your proceeds go to me making sure that I can do this show about this lovely town. So, there's that. If you don't want to donate, or if you want something cooler than just donate, go get some merch. If you want to advertise, you can find that by joining hit the join button on our website. Okay, so let's do the Firetruck segment first. That's the most fun and easy. It's a good opener. We don't highlight a business this month. We were talking to a business, but the scheduling didn't end up working out. They're a very busy place and person, so that didn't end up working. But let's do Firetruck. So this is, if you have any questions, typically I sit in silence, listen to my dogs howl and bark at me while I'm editing, or snoring and farting. What happened? There we go, Firetruck. So usually whenever I do stream and edit at the same time, it takes a little bit longer because I'm distracted. Now usually I also, kind of like I do when I have all the segments, I just sit down and from the first second I just edit through. I don't have the funny. I like to put the segments in context, as you've seen, make it feel like you're flipping through channels, and I like to find the most obscure videos from our past that relate to the topic at hand. It has a little bit of energy, a little context, a little cultural zeitgeist moment, but I don't... That's really boring to watch, so we're just going to get into the segment here. That's UNT, what do you say? And then I'll go back and polish it all up. That's Beto. I gotta, excuse me if I call him Beto. It's Beto. Okay, so here is the full interview. You know what I'll do? This is how I usually do it. Okay, so that's the interview. That's kind of just all of it. And is this B-roll? I think this is all B-roll. 9 minutes. Oh no, it's some interview stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's move this down here. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Sorry if my computer is agonizingly slow. If you would like to donate, you can help me upgrade my computer. That'd be nice. There's B-roll and interview. Perfect. Is there more interview? Thank you to the Denton Fire Department for letting me come do a story about this this all-electric engine. It's super cool. And also, it had only been like in operation for. Okay, so that's all just B-roll. It had only been in operation for a couple of weeks at that time, so it's super fresh. It feels kind of like we got an exclusive, which I like. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. I think you should be able to. I think you should be able to hear all this. But if you can't, let me know. Thanks for watching now. And or in the future when I upload this to the YouTubes. If I decide to do that. Okay, this is me going around. It's kind of cool. Alright. Oh, okay, so what I'm going to do is, since I have the interview here, this is all interview. Now I can copy and paste that and make a new sequence, and that'll be the actual video. That way, if I accidentally delete something, like a soundbite that I really wanted, I said, copy, paste. I said, copy, paste. There we go. Okay, I don't know why I had to do that manually. In case I accidentally delete a soundbite, which happens, video, or if I, it's just easier to reference it, to go back and forth, grab the pieces, and then also that makes it easier for deleted scenes, which I never end up releasing anyway. So, okay, here's.
That would be you. You lucky devil, you. Follow me.
That's choosing him. I forget his name. We'll find out here in a second. To be the person in the interview. Okay. So that's that. Okay, so let's do the actual video. Let's get in here. So I want that clip. I don't need me going up and meeting him. Right now I'm just going to go through and choose the clips that I like, that have the most energy. I have an idea in my mind where I want to start and everything, but for now, let's just go through and see what we have.
This is Max Fernandez. So
Hey, nice to meet you.
Max.
Cameron.
they're with, is it?
Little Daisy.
Okay, little. Right?
YouTube, but you know, it's on social.
Okay. The model name, Pierce.
None of this is good. People's hips. Tires. People's tires. It's the girlfriend wiring people up.
I don't know how that's going to be.
Test 1, 2.
That's 1, 2.
Coffee.
Breakfast of Champions. Sure,
Okay.
whatever. I don't know if you want to get it from that side with the glare.
If you've ever been interviewed by me and I ask you what you've had for breakfast, it's because I'm getting an audio level on you.
Cheerios.
Yeah. Coffee.
You know.
from that side with the glare. No, I'm not sure what's going to see.
Come on, computer. Like I said, if you want to donate to our show, I'll give you a shout. Help me get a new computer. I was asked the other day if I have an underwriter for Lil D TV. Absolutely not. We have wonderful advertisers. And so if you'd like to advertise and become one of them, I'll film some stuff for you.
What's going to see?
That's kind of fun. We haven't even gotten to the real interview yet, obviously. Boop. Okay. It's not too laggy, I don't think. I mean, it's a little bit, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, David Boots, Battalion Chief of the Denton Fire Department and Public Information Officer. David.
All right, that's nice. David Boots. No wisecracks. Don't be cute about his name.
Battalion Chief of the Denton Fire Department and Public Information Officer.
Public Information Officer. So we'll just keep that for now.
Max Fernandez, Fire.
I don't know what. Hopefully, I can find some music that has some.
Max Fernandez,
Firetruck
firefighter here,
sirens?
Station 1 on A shift for the Denton Fire Department.
That'd be cool. I have to find music that won't get me copyright stricken. Otherwise, I'd use. I don't know. Comment your favorite fire song.
Not anymore. Doesn't seem like it. Not anymore. No, roughly it's about 10% per year.
Quickly has the development of the city. How I assume you guys have had to.
Yeah. Roughly it's about 10% per year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
How much is
it's
screwing?
increasing quick. So this is the Pierce Volterra.
Okay, here we go. It could have been a little louder, but I'd rather it be quiet and then amp it up than have it blowing the microphone.
So this is the Pierce Volterra fire engine. So it is an electric engine, but it also has a backup diesel engine in it. So it runs full electric, full EV, but it also has that backup diesel engine. So we'll never get caught stranded on the side of the road or anything. So
We got some birds chirping in the background. It's pretty.
I'll let Max answer that question.
Max is the day-to-day the guy that's been running it, so he had a lot more specific answers.
Day-to-day operation, notice it too much. The biggest difference you notice is how quiet it is versus running a big diesel engine, particularly when you're pumping. It's a lot more quiet, a lot less, feels a lot less hectic on scene just because it's easier to communicate with other guys and stuff when it's running off of the battery versus the diesel.
Literally just
The battery versus running off of the battery when it's running off communicate with other guys and stuff.
I am a pretty talky interviewer. I mean, I do sit back enough to let people do their own thing, but I will respond like, "Oh yeah, that's interesting," and I always have to cut that out.
The battery versus the diesel.
literally just
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've tried to train myself not to engage, but then I get invested.
So what are the stats? Like how long can it run before?
That all depends on. I think that all depends on how hard it's being run. Just like anything, if it's being run a little harder, then the battery drains a little quicker. But the cool thing about it is it'll.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe we can keep the if
Just
it's,
like anything, if it's being run a little harder, then the battery.
yeah. Let's start it there. I might end up cutting that out. So I cut out all my questions for these things, unless it's like a straight up interview like I did with the city council candidates, in which case I do text questions. I don't like to be involved in these things. I'm not really exactly sure why. It's just my flavor. I get kind of one. I have a couple of cameras, but I generally only have myself filming. Two, because it's I've always found it kind of annoying whenever the documentarian or I mean, it can work, but when the reporter, there's more of the reporter than there is the subject, and it's always just them, oh, yeah, interesting, tell me more, that kind of stuff. It's like, we don't need any of that. I understand you're hiding edits underneath that, but, like, it feels more authentic, and of course, I'm not really also doing, like, reporting. I'm doing more documentary style, so it's nice. It feels better just to have them in their own words, saying their own things. I don't need to be a part of it. This is their story.
Guys and stuff. Just like anything, if it's being run a little harder than the...
I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Sorry if it's quiet on y'all's end.
battery drains a little quicker. But cool thing about it is it'll detect when it's low and it'll
Hello, Hayden. Hello, Nick. Hello, Sean. Thanks for watching.
transition to that diesel motor seamless.
Hayden, I don't know if we'll have time to get to your interview tonight, but I don't know. Well, okay, so as we might get to the music segment, the audio came out not so great, but just because of some technical errors. So I'm going back there tonight to film it again. It was exactly a week ago, and we filmed it during their rehearsal. So I'm going back tonight, but that's not till 8:30. But anyway, so that's kind of going to be my cutoff, is about 8 p.m. So enjoy it while it lasts, guys. And then tomorrow I'm pretty busy with shoots all day. So I got to edit as much as I can, because we're coming up on time. Hopefully I can get this out by Friday. If not, then the premiere that we have, it'll be an actual premiere. The screening that we have for this episode will be on Saturday, and I'll probably finish it, load it on a thumb drive, take it there. But let's hope that doesn't happen. But guys, if you want to see us in person, come out to the Secret Garden /Delta 8, Denton. That's on Saturday, the 31st at 8 p.m., 8 to 9:30ish. It's our first public screening because we want to get off social media. Not entirely, but like, it's bad for us, so come meet us, come see us. Anyway, okay, let's get back into it.
That diesel motor seamlessly, whatever it is you're doing, whether you're driving, whether you're pumping, you shouldn't notice any difference in that.
What was the impetus?
Impetus. I think that's the word I was going for. What was the impotence? What was the... Anyway.
Difference in that.
What's the why behind it?
Well, there's...
I know what I'm just waiting. I asked him, because when they announced that they had this, they got a lot of Facebook comments that are like, oh, it's too woke, or, whatever. I'm going to probably intro with that, just because it's the funniest answer he gave. And also it's the title of the episode. But that's not till later, so I gotta find it.
In that.
Several reasons. Number one is cancer reduction. So with electric, you don't have the diesel exhaust. So that's one thing. We operate in a continually toxic environment, and so anytime we can reduce exhaust.
What I'll probably do, I like him saying...
Several reasons. Number one is cancer reduction.
Cancer reductions. Okay. It's interesting because I don't always need the question because my audience isn't stupid. So if I just have intro with him saying... Several reasons.
Number one is cancer reduction. So,
and then getting into the thing about cancer reduction, then the question is implied. The audience will fill in what the question that I asked was.
Difference in that.
Several reasons. Number one is cancer reduction.
I mean, it can't go from statement to statement because then it feels like he's picking up where he left off. In fact, I will put a gap right there as a reminder for future me to put some B-roll over that and then pick up here.
Several reasons. Number one is cancer reduction. So with electric, you don't have the diesel exhaust. So that's one thing. We operate in a...
Let's get him saying we. So something that I do while I'm editing is I try not to have our subjects be too redundant. So I know that he said, because he says diesel exhaust,
With
whatever.
electric, you don't have the diesel exhaust.
He says that later as well, so I can just cut that out and then go from...
To reduction. We operate in a continually toxic environment, and so anytime we can reduce exhaust emissions, that's going to be a plus. Second thing was timing. To get a new fire engine right now, if I wrote the check today, it's going to be 4 years before you can get it. That's the backlog. However, on the EV line of production, it's a little over a year, so we were able to get it 3 years sooner. We were running short on reserve apparatus, and we needed a replacement pretty quickly. So, yes, it is more expensive, but we could get it here a lot quicker.
I think this is the question where I asked.
How? Do you have your phone? Do you want to do some bonusing?
Yeah, that was one of our guesses when we were.
Cancer in the fire service is a much higher rate than the normal population.
I might actually be able to put that. It's a little disingenuous, but it's on...
Than the normal population.
I might put that before over here. Obviously, it's not where he said it, but it makes a better transition point for the question, for the answer. And so long as, like, I'm in this, I stay with the heart in the spirit of the answer. I don't mind moving things around a little bit. I'm not trying to... Him saying that firefighters have more cancer at the beginning of the statement versus at the end of the statement doesn't change the statement. And I try to be careful about when I move pieces around that it doesn't change the intent of what they're saying. I think this is the woke answer. Hello, I'm Shanta. Thanks for watching. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thanks for watching, Lil DT.
Oh, gosh, yes. I tried.
There it is. That's the woke question. Sorry if it's, like I said, sorry if it's a little glitchy. My computer's not super fast. So streaming and editing, it's a little too much for it. But you get the gist of what's going on.
Oh, gosh, yes. I've tried to... I do all of our social media, and I've tried to stay off of it as most I can. It drives me crazy because
Talk about
people...
a toxic environment.
It is, and people don't read the articles. All they see is that it's an electric fire truck. They don't read the fact that it has a diesel backup engine. They think that we've drunk the woke Kool-Aid.
Comments are pretty hilarious online.
Yeah.
It's hours entertainment just reading people roasting us.
Yeah.
Comments are pretty hilarious.
It's pretty funny. And also, he says the word roasting, and they deal with fires, so that's kind of funny.
Roasting us.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but
okay, I think I can put that at the beginning. I mean, this is going to be the beginning of the statement. This is going to be the intro to the episode, I think.
it drives me crazy because
Talk about
people...
a toxic environment.
Toxic environment. Come on, Cam.
Gosh, yes. I've tried to... I do all of our social media, and I've tried to... Oh, gosh, yes. I've tried to... I do all of our social media, and I've tried to stay off of it as most I can. It drives me crazy because
Talk about
people...
a toxic environment.
It is, and
I don't typically like to put myself in there, but if I can get a chuckle out of people, then,
people don't read the articles. All they see is that it's an electric fire truck. They don't read the fact that it has a diesel.
So, I know I'm doing this live, so I apologize if you didn't... I'm not out here to get anyone in trouble, so I might cut out him saying people don't read the articles, which is true. But, people are sensitive.
Electric fire truck. They don't read the fact that it has a diesel backup engine.
Might just cut cut that out.
People, they think that we've drunk the woke Kool-Aid.
It's funny though. Pretty funny. Speaking of woke Kool-Aid, if you guys have seen the Apple TV show The Studio, their whole it's the new Seth Rogen show about how ridiculous Hollywood can be, and their main big tentpole film that they're creating is the Kool-Aid Man story. And I wonder, sure, I mean, I just now put it together, but I bet you that's what they're referencing is drinking the Kool-Aid.
You know, I can't help ignorance, but all I can do is provide the facts and have people, you know, read the article and see what we're doing out here. And we're providing great service to our citizens, and we're not going to be stuck on the side of the road, you know.
That's all nice.
Have people, you know, read the article and see what we're doing out here. And
I might keep that in there. It's pretty strong.
You know.
It's pretty grounding, and that's what we need more. And I think it's inoffensive enough that people shouldn't get upset at that. All I can do
The comments on Facebook, I was like,
they're pretty rough.
Okay.
headline was it?
This is your normal day-to-day fire engine pumper.
So I mostly just cut it. At this point, I'm just cutting out the faffing around in between and getting to the meat. And then once I have the meat all selected, then I'll arrange it so that it makes a better narrative structure. And then put the B-roll over that, find all the funny clips, and that's a segment.
This is your...
Like I said, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or answers or any money that I could have, please donate. My PayPal is on here somewhere. Is it this side? No, it's this side. PayPal's here. You can buy some merch on the website. We got merch now.
This is your normal day-to-day fire engine pumper. So it's gonna run all the fire calls. It's gonna run EMS calls. It is the jack of all trades. The jack of all trades. Operating apparatus for the fire department.
That's good. That's good.
So Pierce Manufacturing out of Wisconsin manufactures this engine.
This isn't it. Okay, this might be the first thing that we don't actually need. I want to give a shout out to the company Pierce for making this, but at the same time, you know, if it's getting too long in the tooth, the segment, then it's not super necessary. So I'll just keep this on a...
So Pierce Manufacturing out of Wisconsin manufactures this engine as well as the rest of our fleet. They're all Pierce engines. And this Volterra is that model of EV.
That's a pretty short answer, though. I bet I could. And also the fact that the company creates all of their other engines as well. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. Different.
So I think he takes me.
Yeah, so the pump is here.
Yeah.
Pump is here.
And this might be B-roll stuff that I cut too. I think we do say some interesting things, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Pump is here. The difference between the other engines and this one is that there's got to be some space created for the back.
Hey, John, thanks for watching. John Maloof, hello. He was in the last segment, and he did the segment where he was, well, let me tell you about, here's the thing about Denton. And, he, you know, because he's been here, he was born at Flow, he's a Flow baby, which I made another one today. He did the funny little segment talking about how Denton has changed, being the typical old man stereotype. Well, Denton was weird, but it's different weird now, you know, that kind of thing. So we gotta get back to doing one of those, John. Thanks for watching.
The difference between the other engines and this one is that there's got to be some space created for the battery. So this section here is actually the battery, and it's mounted vertically here. And just like any other EV car, that's where it plugs in. And we have our charger right here at the station.
Yeah, to your left.
To plug it in here.
That's pretty cool. Just plug it in, man. And they have TJ, thanks for watching. Right now we're working on episode, as it says in the description, we're working on episode 5. I was lucky enough to interview the fire department here at talking about their new electric fire truck, the first one in all of Texas, which is pretty cool. It had only been in, this is a couple of weeks ago that I filmed it, but it had only been in operation for a couple of weeks at that time. So that's pretty nifty. So as you can see here, he's talking about the plug, and I got a shot of the plug here, but right now, because I'm just looking at interview stuff, and because I saved the other timeline here, which has this shot already, I'm just going to bookmark that in my mind that I need this shot, and I'm going to delete it now so that I can focus on the story, the narrative here. Thanks, everybody.
So with that, we had to change it to
500
side
gallons
mount
of water on
versus
board.
The, top
It's
mount
just
So, my girlfriend who was here because she loves fire trucks, because who doesn't? She's chatty, and we love her for it. But she forgot that he was also wearing my microphone. They're both wearing microphones. That's this little thing that they have on there. And she was chatting him up, so I had to remind them.
it's electric.
and everything else is basically the same as far as the engine.
Okay.
I see how if y'all are gonna, what y'all are.
Oops.
So we'll turn it on, and you can see the
Okay. Sorry, Claire. Love ya. I do always try to sneak her into, because she's always at least in at one of the shoots. So I always try to sneak her in there. Take a shot every time you see Claire in one of the videos. It's like a little Easter egg.
in here. So we'll turn it on, and you can see the how loud it is.
Cadbury egg, because that's her favorite kind of Easter candy.
The how loud it is here.
How loud it isn't.
Right.
It is interesting, because you can hear me joking with these guys, and I joke around with everybody, but it is interesting to me when I'm doing something that I know is going to be it isn't like super hard investigative journalism where like I'm asking the hard questions or anything. Like I said, I don't do Cosmo's bored. I don't do like gotcha stuff. I don't really care about that. But whenever I'm asking a little bit harder questions with certain subjects, I definitely am not as jokey. But going into this, it's not. This is just friendly, so I allow myself to be a little more free. Plus, this ain't all news, guys. It's not super newsy. Oh, this is cool. Got some science fiction sounds going on.
Here.
And it's my show. I can make it however I want.
Right.
I can dress up like it's the 1940s if I want, guys.
So that's it there. It's turned on at the moment. As you can tell, we're
Y'all are like ready to go.
yes. So not very loud, pretty quiet compared to the actual diesel engines there.
The funny story behind that is this building was the electric power plant for the city of Denton from the 1930s to the 1960s. And then it sat vacant for over 20 years, almost 30 years really, and converted it to a fire station. And they called the fire station the powerhouse because it was the electric generating plant. Well, now we've got the first EV in Texas, so it's kind of fitting that the first electric fire engine is at the powerhouse.
I didn't realize it was the first. I mean, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Engine is at the powerhouse.
I didn't realize.
That's pretty cool. I got a little. I jumped the gun, makes it a little more difficult to edit, but I didn't realize it was the first in Texas. That's pretty cool. So I really like this shot, this whole scene of him turning it on.
So we'll turn it on, and you.
I think that could go right after. Let me go ahead and cut this. Narratively speaking, I think this can go right after the intro. Did I move the woke comments to here? Did I not do that yet?
Yeah. David Booth, Chief of Denton Fire.
No, I did not do that yet. Okay. So, I know that's going to be the intro. So, let me just... I'll have to go find that. So now I'm going to start kind of structuring it now that I don't have all the pieces, but I have a good amount to start actually like building it. So let me put this down here. And then I'll go... Oh, no, that was way longer than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Go figure. Come on, Pinwheel. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I shouldn't say this every 10 minutes, but it's really just me trying to fill air. If you would like to become a supporter of Lil D TV, go to lilD.tv/support. You can be an advertiser. You can just be a one-time $25 donation. I'll give you a shout. We'll sign you up to the newsletter. You get some perks there. Obviously, if you're an advertiser, you get more perks. Or if you'd want to make a one-time random donation, my PayPal is right over there. Go straight to me. Eventually, we can build this into having reporters and having a newsroom, doing more than one episode a month, making sure that I have a computer fast enough so that it's not janky for you guys. I'm enjoying doing this live stream for you guys and kind of telling you how I make this.
Cancer in the fire service is a much higher rate than the normal population. We operate in a fairly toxic environment.
Okay, so that's that. This is intros.
Like, what are we saying?
Yeah, David Boots, Battalion.
Yeah, that's the intro. I don't need that. Where's the funny comment? Is it here?
Comments are pretty hilarious.
Yeah. So then, this is going to be the actual intro. The amount of times I hit copy, I just do not trust that my computer is going to actually copy it because I've been hurt in the past. Now, granted, that past was probably 20 years ago, and technology's come a long way since then. But you just never know. Okay, so that's the intro, and then I have him turning it on. That's good. That's interesting. And I'm also, in my mind, granted this is going to be the first segment in the video, so it'll be already 3 or so minutes into the video. I'm still trying to keep my mind onto attention span. So when we start talking about history, people kind of start to tune out, unfortunately. So we'll see. We'll see if that stays in. It is interesting to me. Okay, so then that's intro. And then he says, cancer, cancer. Okay, so let's get back into where we were, which is over here. Bring it closer to the rest of the videos. There's not a whole lot more. I kind of just want an intro, some personality, looking around, and then maybe a little bit about what they do as well, the heart and soul of it.
Actually, Dallas is getting one here in a month or two, so they're the next one to get one to Texas. And there are several others that have ordered them.
Charging will depend on how.
This is kind of interesting. There, you can still hear the truck. It's still, I mean, it's not as noisy as it would be if it were diesel run. So I got to keep that in mind. I got to if I'm going to put this down, I got to make sure it's in a place that doesn't, that you're ready to hear that noise in the background.
Charging will depend on how, how low it is to reach a full charge. This charger here they got us is pretty heavy duty, so
we did do one charge whenever it was.
I think we can just cut in on him saying this charger we have is pretty heavy duty.
Pretty heavy duty, so
gotta trim the fat wherever we can.
Charger here they got us is pretty heavy duty, so
we did do one charge whenever it was almost at zero, whenever we were about to put it in service, and it went from 0 to 100% in 90 minutes.
Yeah, so it's about a minute a percentage to, yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it's very fast.
It's pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah, this is not your standard home charging unit. Yeah, this is not your standard home charging unit.
Cool. Okay, now he does get a little sweeter about the cancer rates amongst firefighters. Not a ton, but enough to where it might be useful.
It is more expensive.
Yeah,
that's number one.
Price tag probably is what people tend to focus on as the biggest con.
Yep.
Now, he did say that earlier, but
I don't know of any others, in all honesty. I mean, it's quieter, it's less exhaust.
Yeah.
It does exactly the same. Have you noticed any like speed differences or anything like that? Or handling differences?
Not necessarily. I haven't noticed any significant difference. It just drives a little different because obviously it's electric versus the diesel. If you ever drive an electric car, you just notice the difference, but nothing that's hindering. I haven't noticed
or anything like. Notice any like.
I like that because it's a nice little conversation they're having.
Have you noticed any?
Granted, he had only been doing this for a couple of weeks at this point, but that's enough. If you're driving that around town, that's enough, I think.
Have you noticed any like speed differences or anything like that? Or handling differences?
Not necessarily. I haven't noticed any significant difference. It just drives a little different because obviously it's electric versus the diesel. If you ever drive an electric car, you just notice the difference, but nothing that's hindering us.
It is a little bit shorter than a normal fire engine, and it weighs, I think, 3,000 pounds more than a regular fire engine. So because of the battery packs. So it is a little bit heavier, but it still carries 500 gallons of water, still pumps 1,500, 2,000 gallons a minute, whatever it is.
As far as the pumping goes, yeah.
I wonder how much... So I might put this near the character introduction of Max, just because he's immediately speaking of the handling and the use of it. So I might put that closer towards where he's introducing himself. I might go ahead and do that because that speaks to his, his using of it. So that's woke. Is that woke? Or is that intro? That's turning it on. That's intro right there.
Station 1 on A shift for the Denton Fire Department.
So this is the Pierce Volterra.
You don't notice it too much, other than the biggest difference you notice is how quiet it is versus running a big diesel engine, particularly when you're pumping.
See, what's interesting about editing as you go is when you go back, you realize, oh, where did they have him saying this in a different way by physically turning.
It's a lot more quiet, a lot less. Feels a lot less hectic on scene, just because it's easier to communicate with other guys and stuff.
That is useful.
It's a lot more quiet, a lot less. Feels a lot less hectic.
Okay. So let's cut out him saying it's quieter, but let's keep him saying it's easier to communicate, because that seems important.
Just like anything, if it's being run a little harder, then the battery drains a little quicker. But cool thing about it is it'll detect when it's low, and it'll transition to that diesel motor seamlessly, whatever it is.
Okay, so that's good because he's really talking about using the thing, and I think we can make that a good transition point for, not transition, just a continuation of him saying about the, oops, not the part that I want. Oh, I gotta go. Oh no, did I delete it? I don't think so. No. No.
Charger here they got us is pretty heavy duty, so.
Oh, nuts. See, this is, oh wait, is that here?
That's like
Same.
the other.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and it'll know when the battery power.
See, he says that again. Darn. Alright. I gotta go back and find the clip again. My bad.
You notice any like speed?
Alright, that's fine. That wasn't that difficult. Thanks for watching, everybody.
It is a little bit shorter than a normal than a regular
battery,
fire
yeah.
engine. So because of the battery packs. So it is a little bit heavier, but it still carries 500 gallons of water.
Goes, yeah.
Okay, there's that. Honestly, the problem with me as an interviewer is that I always get so much, and an interviewer and an editor, is I get so much content in an interview because I'm a curious person, so then I get invested in whatever they're saying, and then I get too much footage. And it's like, this doesn't need to be a 10-minute look into, I mean, it would be cool to get on the fire scene, but like, this just meeting the truck, it doesn't need to be that long. It's not that important. But it is interesting. But so, like, what will happen is, like, well, I'll often find that I get all of the stuff I need, and then I look at the time. This happened with the city council interviews. Oh, look at the time, and I'm like, oh, I have 45 more minutes of interview, and I already have the full story that I need here. I guess, hopefully, we'll do deleted scenes one day, maybe. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice perk for those that subscribe to Lil D TV, which you can do on our website. Or you can make a one-time donation. We'll put you on the email list. We'll make you a little subscriber for a little bit. Please, feel free.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and it'll know when the battery powers are
So he said that.
without changing any operations on our end.
Yeah.
We didn't break any laws.
Yeah.
But he went from like.
Yeah, the acceleration I feel like is a little quicker versus the diesel motors.
I'll cut
Yeah,
it.
you can cut. I don't get super.
I think that's... Oh, yeah, he was going to cut the... It wasn't... I was like, I don't remember him telling me to cut the camera. He was cutting the machine.
On camera, where he said, "Let's see." Your
Can
schedules
be.
y'all work. This is a hard life.
It can be. Yep, for sure. Especially these guys, because this is a busy station. They run a lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess
And y'all are
we can ask you guys some,
paramedics too.
you know, Denton is.
You want to get some B-roll? Right. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, they're about to go.
Gallons a minute out of that turret off the top. That's our rescue truck. So it's that's.
Alright, so this is all B-roll stuff. This is useful, but I don't really need it right now. I can go back and... I do like him saying... I have the audio of him saying that it's the rescue truck.
Any type of confined space, high angle, entrapment, 18-wheeler rollover on the highway, anything like that involves rescue. This truck and that truck next to it, the rescue truck goes with all the crew from this fire station.
All the crew, jeez. Okay, so now what's this?
So if they need to use that ladder, it's going to put it 100 foot up in the air. They're going to float, and they're going to use that ladder. This engine is going to supply water to that truck.
This is just kind of interesting just to see how it works.
Station. This engine is going to supply water to that truck, and they're going to use that ladder. It's going to put it 100.
This, guys, is it because I'm a dork? Or is it because it's genuinely interesting? This segment might be a lot longer than I thought it should be. I thought this would be a 2.5 minute, 3 minute little thing, but now he's talking about rescuing people, and this truck supplies that truck. Is that interesting? I don't know. Sound off in the comments if it's interesting or not.
Put up in the air, they're going to flow water out of it for like a commercial structure or a high-rise structure. Like I said, it can go 105 feet. So
that's interesting. Okay. I don't know if I'll keep that. That might just be like an extra little thing. It is kind of interesting.
this is a full battalion station, so you've got a
Claire's getting out of the way. This part might be more interesting than the last part. What are y'all doing over there? The problem with me talking so much is my mouth gets parched, and while I do have water, it's not as fun as Dr. Pepper. But then I end up drinking 4 Dr. Peppers during a stream, and that's not good.
So,
speaking of a stream. Anyway, I got 11 minutes until I gotta feed these dogs. So I'll throw you guys to an exclusive song from Hale Baskin that we recorded during episode 3. There goes my headphones. While I feed the dogs, then we'll get back into it.
5 feet. So this is a full battalion station. So you've got a battalion chief that runs the east side of town here. So he's got 5 fire stations that he oversees.
I mean, I gotta keep this scene in just because you got the flags, you got him talking.
You've got the ambulance here. We've got the fire engine. We've got the truck, the rescue truck, and then a reserve ladder truck down there at the end. So it's a full station, full house, and everybody here is rescue qualified. So if there's any type of rescue at all in the city, this station is going to be going to it.
I mean, with a mustache like Max has, I think you gotta be rescue qualified. The mustache does the heavy lifting. Okay, that's all B-roll of the truck leaving. What's this?
When I got started, we had 5 fire stations.
Oh, that's interesting. Denton growing. See, that's also what sucks about being a curious person is the more you hang out with someone, the more interesting things they say.
To it. So when I got started, we had 5 fire stations, 5 engines, 3 ambulances. Now we have 9 fire stations, 9 fire engines, 2 trucks, 8 medics, 2 battalion chiefs on duty. Yeah, big change. So it's grown a lot.
Fascinating.
A lot of growth and a lot of changes, and we're doing a lot of great things up here. You know, not only with...
This might be a nice way to outro the whole thing. Probably, actually. So what I'll do is I'll earmark this in my mind for being a decent outro, and then I'll go back and once I find all the clips and put this at the end.
Sure, and a lot of growth and a lot of changes, and we're doing a lot of great things up here. You know, not only with apparatus, but our training, our personnel. We've got a great group of people, you know, that work here and serve our citizens.
That's pretty nice. It's almost time. 9 minutes, guys.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the rest of it at this point is just like a regular engine as far as compartments and stuff go. Nothing.
So this is more tour stuff. I love this tour, though. I mean, how often do you get to tour a fire truck and not be in elementary school?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the rest of it at this point is just like a regular engine as far as compartments and stuff go. Nothing's changed there.
And then I'll do a montage of all the things.
It's just equipment. Regular.
Actually, this might be montage right now.
Change there. There's no difference in any storage back here versus a regular diesel fire engine.
It's not the greatest sound to hear in your headphones, but...
Diesel fire engine. It's just equipment we have for specific things we want to do. And same back here, it has a 500-gallon water tank just like all the other engines. and just storage as you would find in all the other engines.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all B-roll.
It pulled out, how noisy that is. So everything was just at idle right now. Whenever you're out pumping on a scene with the RPMs, you know, revved up and everything. So the driver has wireless headsets that he'll wear whenever he's pumping the truck, and so that he can hear the radio traffic and if there's any issues.
That's a really nice angle, but it's not necessary information.
It's not, but I think this is the 5th generation of EVs that have come out. So they've been around for a while and gone through a lot of improvement. The fire departments, I think it was Spokane or Portland rather. I think it was Portland.
Yeah.
And Madison, Wisconsin, to go talk to their firefighters, their maintenance technicians, you know, the chiefs.
That's just him talking about the maintenance people getting certified to operate on these things.
So, and the maintenance guys love it.
It's interesting. It's just not.
Is there extra?
Yeah, they had to go all the. There was quite a lot of specialty training they had to go through, whether they got a certificate. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, that just keeps the battery charger up for all the computers and.
Okay, so then that's the end of that clip. What is next? That might be the end of the main. That is the end of the main interview. I know we picked up a couple of times while I was shooting B-roll, which is these next couple of clips. And I don't know that I need it necessarily, but let's see what it is. Let's turn it up. I might even be able to get the structure together before I feed the dogs, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. That might be a nice cliffhanger for you guys during the commercial.
Well, I guess what it boils down to is there's a lot of local pride. You know, we
That's kind of interesting. So I did get him saying, well, maybe I didn't film him saying it. I'm pretty sure I did. I asked him if he knows any of like his crew that have gotten cancer from the diesel fumes, and he said we don't know yet. You know, could be, but it's kind of inconclusive. So. That's useful, but it was kind of a short answer because it's a heavy topic, so we didn't really get into it. So I don't know if it'd be worth it for me to go back and find it anyway.
Well, I guess what it boils down to is there's a lot of local pride. You know, we serve our citizens. These guys are out doing public education and special events and stuff all the time. I mean, the Central Fire Station gets tagged a lot for things. I mean, everything from hanging the flag for the turkey trot, you know, to going out and being on standby for the 4th of July, you know, for the run for that. Being downtown for Arts and Jazz Fest, you know, the medics running for that. So, I mean, we're always out and about. Having the new Mean Green themed fire engine at Fire Station 3, that's a rolling billboard, you know, not only for the university, but for us too. 'Cause it's very unique and it's got national attention. So, you know, there's a lot of pride in our department that we really focus on promoting Denton through it.
That's nice. That's probably what the last that's what the last is going to be, for sure. Okay.
Shut things down and, well, give me your...
I know there was one more. He gave me my microphone back. Oh, yeah, what's he saying?
Glad you were here this morning.
Yeah, we were too.
Yeah, I got lucky.
Thanks.
I think that's just a nice shot of him. I don't think that's anything interesting. The microphone is off too, so...
That's our constant reminder and nod to them.
Yeah, the microphone is off. This might be a deleted scene. So he's saying... Why does it say keep back 343 feet? We can watch it real quick.
9/11, 343 FDNY firefighters lost their lives that day. That's our constant reminder and nod to them for their sacrifice and a reminder on why we do what we do.
Well, speaking of getting cancer, I mean,
Okay, so I don't need that, but it is a good B-roll, and I can use it as a deleted scene probably. This is all B-roll, yeah? This is So this is all B-roll. Oh, what's this? What's this?
Said how long you guys have had this?
It's only been in service 2 weeks.
Yeah,
if that
less
long.
than a month. Yeah, it's been in the city for a while, but we had to do all the in-service, get everyone trained up on.
That kind of dates it. It is interesting, but
Frontline's been around 2 weeks.
because the microphones weren't on, the audio quality is not great, and also because it's dated, I don't know if it's useful. The concept.
Is that a job you give to the interns? Just go clean.
Yeah, I'm taking it to the
that sounds
museum
good.
and go.
Yeah, it's me joking. Okay, so that's all the clips, and with that, I'm gonna feed these dogs. When I get back in 5-ish minutes, I will structure this piece and we'll refine it. Then we'll add B-roll and maybe find some fun clips for it. But I'll leave that as a cliffhanger for now. Thank you guys for watching. I've had a bunch of people coming through. When I get back, if you want to ask me any questions about what I do, about the show, about how I edit, I have the comments open here, so please feel free. Please donate at the PayPal link. That's my own PayPal and my email if you want to send me an email. If you have any story leads, so feel free to donate. We have merch if you don't want to donate, but if you want to get something back, the profit margin isn't as much because it's like we have shirts, we have a candle. I have some funny shirts. We have a cool shirt that I actually need to order and wear because it's got little tiny televisions on it, little DTVs. That's it. The link in the pinned comment, so check that out. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have not already, please subscribe and all that jazz. I forgot to share this in the Denton Around Towners group, but I'll do that here after I feed the dogs. So we will get back and finish this segment, and if we finish it in time, maybe we'll start on another one. Maybe start on the Beto one. Maybe. We'll see what we got. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to give you over to Hale Baskin, who's performing a song that ended up not in the episode. It's a nice little love song, one of my favorite love songs, on Goatman's Bridge. If it will load. Here we are. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we'll see you on the other side of this break. It's like 5 minutes or so.
Oh, wow. Just for now.
These old blues.
I don't need your photograph to put by my bed. Your picture is always in my head. I don't need your portrait, dear, to call you to mind. For sleeping or waking, dear, I find the very thought of you. And I forget to do those little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a queen and foolish, I know it seems. Girl, to me, it's everything that longing right here for you. No, you'll never know how slow my moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. The mere idea of you, that longing here for you, never know how slow my moments go till I am near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes and stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you. I love to think about you.
Okay, ending on a nice little romantic message on the bridge there. My dogs want to go outside, but they want to come inside, but they want to go outside. Come on, Phoebe. Inside. Let's go. That was a very quick 5 minutes. But thanks again for everybody watching. We're going to finish up this fireman episode. Let me unmute that. Oh, you know what? Let's get in here. I wanted to remind everyone that we do have a public screening, and at the rate that I'm editing this, probably a premiere of this episode on Saturday at the Secret Garden in Delta 8, Denton. That's at 8 p.m. till about 9:30. Come meet us and see. Just come meet us, y'all. It'd be nice to shake some hands. It always is. Answer some questions. I need to get rid of be there soon. Hold on. Done. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. We have the skeleton. Not even really the skeleton yet, but we have the pieces that we need. Now we need to assemble this puzzle, and this part goes a little bit quicker. But thanks for everybody for watching. Feel free to comment. Please donate at the link at lilld.tv. Buy some merch. Visit our PayPal, which is right there. Keep the show on the road. thanks, guys. We're publicly funded. Publicly funded. We have, we don't have stocks, but we have Cosmo. Be right back. Hey, you don't need foil. No, drop it. Drop it. Drop it. We don't need foil. No. 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 Got it. No foil for you. Sorry, guys. Okay, so please donate so I can get a foil wrangler for my dog. Okay, let's get into it.
Comments are pretty hilarious online.
Yeah.
It's hours of entertainment just reading people roasting us.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But oh gosh, yes, I've tried to. I do all of.
That might be a fun little. Okay, that is probably a nice little intro just in of itself. And I'll do so. I gotta find music. What will the music be? You know what I need to do? I need to make a bin for the firefighter segment. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, I have my comments open here on my phone. Writers. Okay. Music. I don't know what the music will be. Let's find out. It needs to be something with some energy. But something that also feels maybe I can find something that feels Mike Rowe-y, you know? Dirty Jobs. Something fun like that. We'll see. We'll see what we got. Okay, royalty-free music. Hello. So this is how I'm going to do this. I get into it and I sit down and from the beginning of the episode or the segment, I just go in and knock it out. This one fun? No, Downtown Chase, that one's not fun. Drag Race might be good. Is it rockabilly enough or too much? Let's have a listen. Hopefully Facebook doesn't strike me. This is all uncopyrighted music, but sometimes Facebook is meta. It gets a little angry. I have to turn that light on at some point. Okay. Load, please. Load, please. I would like to listen. Do I have to import it before I'm able to actually hear it? That would be annoying. My dog is about to whine. She's all excited. She got food now. Okay, I'm just going to have to import it. Maybe it's not going to play. I am familiar with the song, but not enough to know if it would be good for this. It might be too hokey. It's a little campy. I want something a little cooler. Barbecue, this might be too goofy. Might be too on the nose. Like, oh yeah, they're blue collar guys. They listen to rock and roll music. It's kind of nice though. Alright. We're gonna slap it down, see how it feels. Okay. So let's get some B-roll. Firefighters. And that'll be in footages. I gotta scroll down to the firefighter clip, which is 65. So all the way down here. That's too far. Shut up, Phoebe. Okay, 65. That's music. Here it is. Okay. There was a lot of B-roll here. Is it in slow-mo? I don't think so. I think it's all in regular mo. That's kind of nice. The trick with this while I'm live streaming is that my computer's not super fast, so It it might be a little too laggy. Boots? Boots are good. Boots with a water bottle? Extra good. Exterior shot? I know I got a good exterior. I need an establishing shot, is what I'm saying. Hey, Phoebe, you can shut up. I'll put you outside if you want. I don't mind. If you're gonna be like this, yield to emergency vehicles, please. Guys, yield. That's fine. Is it in focus? Hard to say. I'll slap it down. I'll put you outside. Just don't start barking as soon as you go out there. Thank you. Cosmo does not get to go outside because he's naughty. Cosmo, if we're lucky, I can finish this in time and take you on a walk. On a dog park. If my computer cooperates. Oh, that's why. That'll do it. Okay, here we go. Bam. I got an exterior of the place. Hello. Open it up, please. Here we go. I could have sworn I got a wider central fire station. That'll work. That was a little bumpy. But I'll slap it down just to... Okay, so... Phoebe, what did I tell you to not do? Thank you. They're all fed, so they're all confident. All right. I have a shot of him walking down the stairs and selecting... But maybe I got rid of it accidentally. Nope, there it is. This is before he was mic'd up, so you might not be able to hear it, but I think it'll be okay. How's this feel? I gotta get the music a little quieter. Music settles there as an intro, which works well for me. I might have to put captions here, we'll see. And then I can put this here a little closer.
That would be you! You lucky devil, you! Follow me!
I think you can hear that well enough for it to be funny. Okay. And then we can get into these comments about the comments. Yeah, that should be good.
Oh gosh, yes. I've tried to. I do all of our social media, and I've tried to stay off of it as most I can. It drives me crazy because people, they drives me crazy.
I can get rid of my joke.
It drives me crazy. They think that we've drunk the woke Kool-Aid. You know, I can't help ignorance, but all I can do
Might be a little too loud.
is provide the facts and have people, you know, read the article and see what we're doing out here. And
okay, so let's get some B-roll over all this. I got a ton of B-roll in the actual station, but we're talking about the fire truck right now, technically, so let's get the fire truck in it itself. The problem with my computer being so laggy is it's a little tricky to find clips. That's nice, that's nice. Oop, oop, oop. The enforceable terror.
Huh.
Oh, no, come on, Cam. I think this is it.
There it goes. Pretty cool.
That'll work. It's a little shaky, but what are you gonna do? Calm down. There we go. Okay. I know there's more B-roll here. Where's all the knobs? Knobs. That's kind of cool.
Right. Oh yeah, I guess that's probably the joke.
There it goes. The problem I have whenever I'm shooting is time moves a lot slower in the moment.
Like I said, the social media comments are pretty fun.
So like, while I feel like that's a nice 10-second long shot that I have that will be plenty for my needs, it ends up being a 2-second shot that's a little too shaky, and I'm like, okay. Hey, why are you not giving me my options here? There we go. Powerhouse. We have that later, so we can do that later. I definitely want to.
Steps or whatever if you need to.
Look at this. This.
I should probably get the intro of him saying where we are and what the Volterra is first.
You know that new Firetruck smell?
Me making jokes, okay? Calm down, Cam. It did smell really nice, though.
Stay off of it as most I can. It drives me crazy. They think we drunk the woke Kool-Aid.
I want to see him saying the words woke Kool-Aid because it's funny.
It drives me crazy. They think that we've drunk the woke Kool-Aid. You know, I can't help ignorance, but all I can do is provide the facts and have people read the article and see what we're doing out here. And we're providing great service to our citizens, and we're not going to be stuck on the side of the road. And see what we're doing out here. And
I have him saying great work to the citizens a few times later, so I don't need that. What I need is intro. Who we are, where we are, what this is. Which is here, right? That's this clip?
sure,
Okay.
whatever. I don't know if you want to get it from that side with the glare or not. I'm not sure what's going to see. David Boots.
I kind of like keeping in sometimes some of the little behind the scenes discussions. It makes it feel a little bit more real. Okay, so let's keep this over here. And maybe that there. Is that gonna eat up? Oh, look at that. That's like 3 frames in between. That was perfect. Okay. Let's keep this as B-roll. Because then I can do him just chitty-chatting. And then while he introduces himself... Oh, no. Hello, hello. put that over here. Okay, so another problem with my computer being a little slower is that I have to kind of, I mean, as you can tell, it's a little laggy, which means I have to kind of edit via sound rather than the visuals, which is okay because then I can make sure it works if you're not paying that close attention to the visuals. But
You get it from that side with the glare or not? What yeah, David Boots, Battalion Chief of the Fire Department and Public Information Officer.
Max Fernandez, firefighter here at Station 1 on...
Okay, I think we don't need the music anymore. That was a nice little intro, but now we can get into the actual documentary part. A little DTV. So I come from a documentary background, and a lot of the stuff that I used to do was heavily music dependent. But if you're doing this over a 45-minute long episode and it's just music nonstop, informing the mood, it gets a little, not grating, but it gets a little much. And also you can see the tricks of the trade a little too much. I'm going to let the dog in. So, also it feels a little bit more, the tone is a little more fun. Come on, Phoebe. The tone is a little more intriguing, I think. It brings you in if you're just listening to their voices and less with the music. It feels a little more newsy as well. Not, this is news. It's definitely not news, but it's news adjacent. We do have a real news segment coming up. Hey, shut up. Okay.
Fire Department and Public Information Officer.
Max Fernandez, firefighter here at Station 1 on A shift for the Denton Fire Department.
So this is the Pierce Volterra fire engine. So it is an electric.
Hey Phoebe, you can shut up. I need to just, I gotta ignore her. Sorry guys. She's gonna be annoying for a second.
So this is the Pierce Volterra fire engine. So it is an electric engine, but it also has a backup diesel engine in it. So it runs full electric, full EV, but it also has that backup diesel engine. So we'll never get caught stranded on the side of the road or anything. So
I wonder if I can't get some B-roll of it out in the real world. Phoebe, go lay down. Thank you. Love you. Okay.
So we'll turn it on and you can see.
So let's use this clip as something to cut to. It's all about engaging interest, and if you stick on a shot too long, I don't know if it's true, but it feels like you might lose some interest. I need some shots of him talking. That's just a nice shot of him.
glad you were here this morning.
Being friendly.
EV, but it also has that backup.
Okay, so let me explain what I just did in case you weren't paying attention. I wanted to cut to the next scene, this would be an L cut. Maybe this is a J cut. But those phrases mean the next scene starts while you're listening to the last scene, or vice versa. The scene you're watching continues into the next scene. Visuals. So I was going to back this scene up where he turns the engine on, but the camera was not steady, so I need a different shot of him, of Max, Mr. Max here, Mr. HBO Max, being existing as a transition point, such that you don't get bored by this long 10-second long shot.
So it runs full electric, full EV, but it also has that backup diesel engine, so we'll never get caught stranded on the side of the road or anything. So
So we'll turn it on and you can see how loud it is here.
How loud it is.
Right. How loud it is here.
How loud it is.
Here.
How loud it is. I want to keep my voice out of it. only because it shows my own bias. The only bias I have here is that I know. Well, I mean, I like that it's electric for all the reasons they said, but maybe it's okay. I don't want to show that I'm leading the subject, but that is where he was. I just kind of jumped the gun.
How loud it is here.
How loud it isn't.
Right.
But I also don't want to have... Okay, so there's him actually turning in on it. I don't want to not have him clicking the button. Okay.
See the how loud it is. So that's it there. It's turned on at the moment. As you can tell, we're...
Sounds like a hotel air conditioning.
Yes. So, as you can tell, we're...
Only like ready to go.
It's turned on at the moment. So, not very loud, pretty quiet compared to the actual piece. Loud, pretty quiet.
I know the shot's a little bumpy, but...
Turned on at the moment. Not very loud, pretty quiet compared to the actual diesel engines there.
The funny story behind that is this building was the electric power plant for... Funny story behind that is this building was the electric power plant for the city of Denton from the 19...
I should have gotten more shots of the... Oh, I do have some shots of the building. Heck yeah. I have some... They have a 9/11 memorial with a piece of girder, I think, from one of the Twin Towers out front, but it's out front of this beautiful old building. So I have dual shots here, serving dual purposes. If my computer would load, hello, come on, guys. Thanks, everybody. While this is loading, thank you guys for watching and paying attention to Little D. This is the most successful, not financially, but culturally, project that I've ever been part of, and it's been really fun to... I've been doing this 6 months now, and it's been really lovely to watch this... watch the interaction and the show grow, and have people come up to me and say they liked this segment, or, you know, are you that Little D TV? Are you that guy? Or, like, earlier I was filming, I didn't even, like, organize with it. It was just open to the public, but it was the Denton County Homelessness Coalition, whatever they're called. They were doing the state of homelessness in Denton County for 2025, and I interviewed the people afterwards, and like I was just a guest. I might have said that. I think I just said it was me coming. It might have been Little DTV. Either way, I didn't make plans to do a follow-up or anything. I would later, but the head of the organization emailed me afterwards and like gave me the slideshow, the PDF slideshow. Which was just really cool because it was like, oh, you know who I am, and you know they wanted to make sure I had the information I needed and all this stuff. It's just really cool to see that the project is getting recognized, and I don't know, never had that happen before with any of the stuff that I do. One time I made a project in high school that went viral for the time. This was like right when YouTube had come out, and it went locally viral, so that was nice. But and then I had people come up and recognize me for that. But okay, so this is really cool. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We're talking about history. We're doing some history, baby. I usually do like to have a history segment, like a full-on segment in the episodes. I don't know why my computer's working so smoothly all of a sudden. Not gonna complain about it though. Okay, so this would also be really good B-roll for... Where's the trampoline? I got a big trampoline shot, I thought. There it is.
The net.
The net trampoline. Let's put that down.
The electric power plant for the city of Denton from the 1930s to the 1960s. And then it sat vacant for over 20 years, almost 30 years really, and converted it to 20 years, almost 30 years really, and converted it to a fire station. And they called the fire station the powerhouse because it was the electric generating plant. Well, now we've got the first EV in Texas, so it's kind of fitting that the first electric fire engine is at the powerhouse.
You can hear me.
Fire engine is at the.
I got too excited knowing I was meeting the first electric fire truck in Texas. Can't get that excited. Okay, so we're already at like 2 minutes, but the energy is feeling good, so I think we can keep it.
It's a lot more quiet, a lot less.
Okay, so this is exactly the segment that, see, this is what I do, this is what I get, the good things I get for editing beforehand and arranging it in a structure, because it's the scene I need. So this is him talking about how it's handling, then we'll cut to the chief, Mr. Boots. I don't know if he's the chief, I think he's the chief. He's the head honcho, that's for sure. About like the cancer rates and all this stuff. But first, it's nice to talk about like, hey, it doesn't operate any differently.
Well, now we've got the, so it's kind of fitting that the first electric fire engine is at the power.
It's a lot more quiet, a lot less.
Oh, that didn't work. Alright. Let's see if I can cut myself off quick enough. That's not going to do it.
Is at the powerhouse.
It's a lot more.
Is at the powerhouse.
There we go. That should do it. Let's just extend that clip. There we go.
Is at the powerhouse.
It's a lot more quiet, a lot more.
The powerhouse.
At the powerhouse.
It's a lot more quiet, a lot less. Feels a lot less hectic on scene, just because it's easier to communicate with other guys and stuff.
So while I'm doing this, I also adjust the audio levels as best I can. I don't like mix it or anything, but if something's a little too quiet.
Pick on scene, just because it's easier to communicate with other guys and stuff. Just like anything, if it's being run a little harder, then the battery drains a little quicker. But cool thing about it is it'll detect when it's low, and it'll transition to that diesel motor seamlessly, whatever it is you're doing, whether you're driving.
Okay. So let's get some more B-roll of the truck itself, since we're talking so much about the truck. Got that. Oh, there we go. I know there's B-roll that I got during the actual interview as well. But that's always kind of annoying to cut back and forth between for now, so...
Oh, the museum, duh!
I got these knobs. I love some knobs and indicators. Sorry if that made all you English people chuckle. Didn't mean it that way. Okay, here we go. That looks good. let's get some action shots in here of him, of the other fire truck, which is in this segment, pulling out of the station. Which was where? It's in here somewhere. Thanks everybody for watching. There it is. This is obviously a different shot. There it goes. That might be the shot that I used for wheels. Wheels. See you later.
How's it going?
Okay. That one's not electric, but it looks cool, and we're talking about the truck operating. What are you doing over there? Okay. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Either here or on YouTube. I'll respond to you on YouTube. We're not popular enough for me to ignore the algorithms boosting of comments. Okay, here we go.
It'll detect flow and it'll transition to that diesel motor seamlessly, whatever it is you're doing, whether you're driving, whether you're pumping. You shouldn't notice any difference in that.
Have you noticed any like speed differences or anything like that, or handling differences?
Not necessarily. I haven't noticed any significant difference. It just drives a little different because obviously it's electric versus the diesel. If you ever driven an electric car, you just notice the difference, but nothing that's hindering us. Or
it is a little bit shorter than a normal fire engine, and it weighs, I think, 3,000 pounds more than a regular fire engine. So because of the battery packs. So it is a little bit heavier, but it still carries 500 gallons of water, still pumps 1,500, 2,000 gallons a minute, whatever it is.
As far as the pumping goes, yeah.
Okay, save, just to be safe. So I need, let's cut back to Boots. About, I think I already did it. Thanks, Cam. From the past. See? This is why I get reminded that sometimes I know what I'm doing.
As far as the pumping goes,
Cancer in the fire service is a much higher rate than the normal population.
Okay, so let's find something else that is like, I need to break it up so it's not interview, talking head, that kind of thing. So maybe there's something I can find. Is this interesting? I don't know what it is. No,
promoting Denton through it, so attention. So you know, there's a lot of pride in our department. That's a rolling billboard. You know, not only for the university but for us too. It's very unique and it's got national attention. So being downtown for Arts and Jazz Fest.
Oh, I have him saying all that already, so that's fine. I need, I said, just some action shots. Make it a little more documentary-ish. Show them hanging out. I didn't get any shots, or too many shots of. This is him saying bye. This is all segments. I might just have to do a little B-roll montage thing. I don't know. That's not super interesting. Shoot. Is there anything at the beginning? Go back to this.
They're with. Is it?
No, Daisy.
Yeah.
Follow me.
You can probably answer some.
Okay. So that's just nice. Kind of not an action shot. They're not, obviously, there's no action happening. They're not fighting a fire. But it's just a little bit nice to break it up. So it's not just talking head, talking head, talking head. The camera angle could be a little nicer, but whatever.
Cancer in the fire service is a much higher rate than the normal population.
Is there a nice shot of them just like smiling, having a nice time? That would be kind of nice as a... I kind of heard that one. Oh, that was nice, whatever that was. Where was it? I saw him smiling. Come on. Is that it?
So the driver has wireless headsets.
No. Where was it? Over here? No.
And just storage, as you would find in all the other engines.
I don't know, it makes it feel a little bit more important when he says cancer, blah, blah, and you have this nice guy smiling.
It's a much higher rate than the normal population. Several reasons. Number one is cancer reduction. We operate in a continually...
Okay, so let's cut out that several reasons.
Normal population. We operate in a continually toxic environment, and so anytime we can reduce exhaust emissions, that's going to be a plus. Second thing was timing. To get a new fire engine right now, if I wrote the check today, it's going to be 4 years before you can get it.
Okay, where's the montage of him opening the doors and stuff? That would be nice B-roll for this right now. I've got all these other clips selected, and there it is, I think. Yeah, we don't need... Okay. This will be good B-roll. I've got a bunch of other clips selected, but as I'm really refining this, it kind of takes another form, another shape. And then it ends up that I don't need some of the clips that I thought I really needed. That I thought were really, really important.
Okay. Second thing was timing. To get a new fire engine right now, if I wrote...
Turn his volume down, Max's volume down a little bit.
The check today, it's going to be 4 years before you can get it. That's the backlog. However, on the EV line of production, it's a little over a year. So we were able to get it 3 years sooner. We were running short on reserve apparatus, and we needed a replacement pretty quickly. So yes, it is more expensive, but we could get it here a lot quicker. Cancer in the fire service is a much higher rate than the normal population.
I think we already said that. Okay, perfect. Now, what was next?
This is your normal day-to-day fire engine pumper. So it's gonna run all the fire calls. It's gonna run EMS calls. It is the jack of all trades.
That's good.
So Pierce Manufacturing out of Wisconsin manufactures this engine as well as the rest.
All right, I can already tell you that I don't need that. It's nice, but I don't need it.
Pump is here. The difference between the other engines and this one is that there's got to be some space created for the battery. So this section here is actually the battery.
Kind of interesting. This is tentative. If people are coming to this to learn about the Firetruck, which I might release this as its, as an independent video as well after the episode, then.
But we could get it here a lot quicker.
Pump is here. The difference between the other engines and this one is that there's got to be some space created for the battery. So this section here is actually the battery, and it's mounted vertically here. And just like any other EV car, that's where it plugs in. And we have our charger right here at the station.
To your left.
To plug it in here.
Well, obviously, I gotta talk about how quickly it charges now. And then we'll get into, like, the real meat of them being firefighters and doing what they do. This might end up being about a 5-minute long video. That's a nice little segment. Is this the charging?
Charger here they got us is pretty.
Yeah, it is. Okay, it's not super long. Here we go. Bam. Again, I hate it whenever it gets too, like, talky-heady.
To plug it in here. Charger here they got us is.
That's why I like doing tours, because it's kind of a talking head while it's some action shots, you know.
To plug it in here. Charger here they got us is pretty heavy.
I might do another L cut. I gotta remember which one's L and J. I'll show you what that means here in a second. Okay, so this would be a J cut, because this clip ends up looking like the shape of a J. And a J cut means the visual that you're watching. Oh, you know what? I do have B-roll. Okay, I'm gonna get some B-roll of that. A J cut means the visual that you're watching keeps going while the audio for the next scene comes in underneath. And that's because on the timeline, it looks like a J. Where's the... Here it is.
Did you get your own diesel here as well, or?
The city, yeah, the city pumps. We get the diesel, but yeah.
Got a better shot, Cam. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that was not the better shot. I moved on to something else. Okay.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get your own?
Okay. The other day I did see a fire truck, one of the green ones from Station 3, down the road from me. I did see it
but yeah, not at the station.
At QT, but I think they were just getting some drinks probably. They were at the gas pump. Is that long enough for anything? I think it'll be okay.
Plug it in here. Charger here they got us is pretty.
So much for, well, actually that might be okay. No, yeah, so much for the J cut.
Get in here. Charger here they got us is pretty. In here. Charger here they got us is pretty heavy duty, so we
did do one charge whenever it was almost at zero, whenever we were about to put it in service, and it went from 0 to 100% in 90 minutes.
Yeah, so it's about a minute a percentage.
Yeah, this is not your standard home charging unit.
Cool. Okay, where's the scene with the fire truck pulling out? What's this?
Normal day-to-day fire engine pumper.
I don't know that I need that anymore. I think we've said that. I think we get the idea.
Charger here they got us is pretty.
Like I said, my audience is not stupid. I don't need to be so redundant. I hate shows that...
Entrapment, 18-wheeler rollover on the highway, anything like that involves rescue.
Okay, so I don't need all of that. What I need is this as B-roll. So I'm going to move that to here.
That's our rescue truck, so it's...
This is not about the truck, but he is going to start talking about the battalion. But I just need it as an intro to what he's about to say. Okay, so maybe I'll just build it here, and then we'll worry about the copy and pasting the actual story. Okay. I don't know how long this will be. I don't try to keep it a certain time. Like, the episodes are all over the place in terms of how long they are, just because of the segment. It's the internet. It doesn't have to be anything.
This engine is going to supply water to that truck, and they're going to use that ladder. It's going to put it 100 foot up in the air. They're going to flow water out of it for, like, this is a full battalion station, so you've got to...
Okay, I think that's interesting enough. I don't know why it's so long. Let's see if it's useful. I don't need all of it, probably, most likely. Okay, let's put this here. Bam. Oy, that's way longer than I thought it was. Oi, oi, oi! Alright. Listened to too much punk music lately. Alright, put that down. And throw this here.
Yeah, this is not your standard home charging unit. This is a full battalion station, so you've got a battalion chief that runs the east side of town here, so he's got 5 fire stations that he oversees. You've got the ambulance here, we've got the fire engine, we've got the truck, the rescue truck, and then a reserve ladder truck down there at the end. So it's a full station, full house, and everybody here is rescue qualified. So if there's any type of rescue at all in the city, this station is going to be going to it. So when I got started, we had 5 fire stations, 5 engines, 3 ambulances. Now we have 9 fire stations, 9 fire engines, 2 trucks, 8 medics, 2 battalion chiefs on duty. Yeah, big change. Sure, yeah, I've seen a lot of growth and a lot of changes, and we're doing a lot of great things up here. You know,
I think I got the ending that I chose might have this quote better.
We're doing a lot of great things up here. You know, not only with apparatus, but our training, our personnel. We've got a great group of people, you know, that work here and serve our citizens.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the rest of it at this point is just like a regular engine as far as compartments and stuff go. Nothing's changed there.
Okay, we might get this might be a good place for the closing segment. I think so. The wrap up, which is exactly right there. Wow, look at me go. Thanks, Past Cam. So it'll be like a 6.5 minute long video, maybe. 6 minutes, 6.5. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I guess I could do color with you guys, but it's almost 7, so that might be a nice just place to end it generally. Okay, let's get a shot of the piece of the tower here. Maybe I can bring in the music again, or some different music. That was nice. You can't read it! I got that shot already. That is a cool, I mean, it's just, hi Claire. Okay. Okay, there's a shot of FDNY. If we do, where is it? There it is. Guys, I have a firefighters museum here. Like, just go look at it. It's really cool. It's legit really cool. All of the gear that they have, a lot of, mostly local history, local Denton history, but also, as you can see, they have 9/11 history. Which feels weird to say, because I remember it. It feels weird to say history, but it is, obviously, historic. But yeah, like, just go look at it. There's so much stuff to look at. It's fat. I mean, look at this helmet. freaking cool. Amazing. Where's this guy? It's cool. It's just cool that we have this kind of stuff in our little town. It's like a legit museum, you know?
Fire outfit, like see, it's not outfit.
Pinwheeling, hello, thank you. Okay. That's cool. Oops. Alright. I don't remember what he's saying here. So there'll be music over here probably, and then just to wrap it up.
Well, that's what it boils down to, is a lot of low pride. You know, we serve our citizens. These guys are out doing public education and...
Oh, what I need is... That's the first Denton. So that's local pride. He's talking about that, so the B-roll should match up. I can do shots of the older stuff first, somewhere else later. That's cool. FDNY, and then local pride, and then cut to him saying that, and then we'll cut back to B-rolls. I do have more Denton. There's a lot of Denton stuff in here. That's cool. Phoebe, shut up. Flags. That's all Denton stuff. No. Texas firemen from back in the day. That's pretty cool. Hey Phoebe, shut up. We're almost done.
serve our citizens. These guys are out doing public education and special events and stuff all the time. I mean, the Central Fire Station is tagged a lot for things. I mean, everything from hanging the flag for the turkey trot, you know, to going out and being on standby for the 4th of July, you know, for the run for that. Being downtown for Arts and Jazz Fest, you know, the medics running for that. So, I mean, we're...
Hey, stop. I can't engage. Engaging makes it worse. Just talking to you guys. Just talking to you guys.
Like, especially...
That's just like a welder's mask. Autosave. This is almost done, guys. 6.5 minutes. A little less. A lot. Twice as long as I thought it was going to be, but I let it be whatever it wants to be. Where is... Alright, I didn't get that shot. Let's see. Oh, there we go.
The fire department has the good...
It's a little shaky, I'll admit, but it's the only shot I have.
Fire department has the good water? You don't.
Of course.
Those glares are not nice. So we'll find some music and then we'll get
best. You know, the medics running for that. So we're always out and about.
Especially because these guys are being
always out and about. Have a new Mean Green themed fire engine at Fire Station 3. That's a rolling billboard. You know, not only for the university but for us too. It's very unique. And
thank you.
Got national attention. So, you know, there's a lot of pride in our department that we really focus on promoting Denton through it.
Cool. And that's the end of that segment. So, I'm not going to color it. Let's find some music real quick just so you guys can see how I do that. We already did with the opening song, but This one's he's getting a little more introspective, so it might be nice to find something that is a little more mellow, calm. Okay. Is there anything that needs... What's this? Or a mellow blues song? Oh yeah, that's right. It's loading for some reason. I have to bring it in. Okay. That'll work. Yeah. Okay, and then bam. Bam. Bring that down. And then I'll just have my normal cut to commercial thing right there. Oh, it'd be fun to get a little old commercial from like the 50s of a like a firefighter's play set or something.
Well, I guess what it boils down to is there's a lot of local pride. You know, we serve our citizens, public education and special events and stuff all the time. I mean, the Central Fire Station gets tagged a lot for things. I mean, everything from hanging the flag for the turkey trot, you know, to going out and being on standby for the 4th of July, you know, for the...
Okay, that's all good. I do need to color this, but I'm going to do that off stream because that's not very... I mean, it's interesting to watch, but not enough to hold you guys captive here. So, thanks for watching. It's been a nice little 2 hours. I usually get these more simple segments done probably about an hour or so each. The longer pieces can take all day, which is what I'm going to be working on when I get... I don't know if I'll take them to the park. Maybe. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you would like to support our show, please donate at the PayPal that is right next to me, my little box here. Go to www.littld.tv. Buy some merch. Sign up to be an advertiser or get your message out. I'll come, and there's a bunch of perks that are listed, and you know I tailor each level to whoever signs up. So, thanks, guys. This episode comes out Friday, hopefully. The latest on Saturday, and it'll just be a premiere. Thank you guys so much for supporting Lil D TV. It's like I said earlier, it's the first thing that has made such a cultural impact. I actually, with the sponsors that we do have, Anderson's, The Bearded Monk, and Delta 8, I have actually made more money on this than anything else that I've ever done. But you know, budgets being what they are, if you want to advertise, please send me an email, send me a message. We'll figure out what you need and how to get it on here. Or if you're just a regular person and you want to get a joke on here, send me some money and we'll get whatever message you want on here as well. So, thanks, guys. I'm going to leave you with an advertisement for our screening coming up on Saturday. I'll probably throw this live stream up on YouTube. Why not? So make sure and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, obviously. You can find the links to all of that on our social or on our website, www.littld.tv. Just we're putting all of our episodes there. We're doing all sorts of stuff. We means me. Whenever you see that, it usually 99 times out of 100 it means me. But it sounds more professional if I say we. So okay, thanks, guys. Here's an advertisement for the show we have coming up. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Okay, love you. Bye. If it'll work, it might not work.
Here's the thing about Denton.
When you show up in Wise County and Denton County, you cannot but be inspired.
Uplift their drag, what do we do?
Are we going to stand and fight, or are we going to surrender?
It doesn't get more Denton than that.
Are we going to stand and fight, or are we going to surrender?